value. Assuming that combo comes through with a knockup burp and an Uller Axe, really gridlock character. But I guess we're going to have to find out. Game number 1, your Elysium's Heroes versus Cherry Poppers. I should have turned down this name, but you know, we be learning. We be learning. You take that up with him. All right. Your game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Take a quick peek at builds while they're going speed buff to blue in the first wave. Again, the only one that's really notable is this. The Atlases, for the last set we saw and this set, both going in beads. Just providing themselves, or affording themselves a little bit of safety. Bologna did wrap, goes for a disarm on her, just trying to zone as much as possible. I'm really interested to see how this plays out. Shouldn't really result in much. Didn't quite connect that axe onto the Atlas. Uller doing really well with the Bologna disarm, trying to poke the on her down to make him feel a little uncomfortable stepping up. Nice double pull to the Atlas. Dash for the slow. Unfortunately, the Uller winning out the trade on the on her. Neither team really feeling comfortable enough stepping a purple. No relics used. Not stepping purple or even minis. I wonder when these level 5s are going to be ticking over shortly. Purple is pulled. Honor's looking to back. Out of vision. He does full send it. Should easily result in heroes securing purple buff. And they do. It's a good attempt at the steal by Cherry Poppers. God, Nat. Every time I hear this song, I think of Nat putting me onto this and having me put it in my playlist. I have this go on an 8-hour repeat. Fafter does jump in, immediately goes into alt. Faf alt into Atlas alt, forces the heroes back. Good Faf stun to make sure his Uller doesn't get contacted by a 1 auto attack. 3 from the Uller. Looking for full item spikes. Only T2s across the board for Cherry Poppers. They're gonna scare their own blue buff. Unfortunately, it was stolen away by Cherry Poppers with this Atlas Fafnir. That is a little bit of an unfortunate double pickup. Resetting the cooldown for his blue buff off the Atlas versus giving it to the Faf. It is what it is. Actually decent you pick up the Bacchus. Disarm the blown onto the on her. Nobody with T1 spikes quite yet without a first blood going down. Should be that back for first items now for both teams. Johnson's dropping. Uller stops. Atlas is back. If I'm going to stay, you're going to stay too. It's a little unfortunate. Uller now going to be forced to back off. Good news is no neutral camps are quite up. However, a little bit of different target selection here by Cherry Poppers, but will it be enough? Do they kill? They do. Uller's here. Good cast on the on her. Horn shard popped. So big first blood here for Cherry Poppers. They gotta fight into a full wave. This feels a little awkward. Red's up on her, pathing back in. Should be just a wave clear for Cherry Poppers into either red or purple. It is their decision and their buffs to take. Bacchus is looking for a cheeky wrap, possibly. Instead, they're going to look in for the other neutral. It is being pinged out because they did just cross a ward. The ward was cleared due to a sentry, or not cleared. They're clearing it now. How are we doing, Avenge? Welcome, welcome, sir. Blue secured for heroes, but they give up both neutral camps in doing so. So first blood and both neutrals, a big spike here right away in Cherry Popper's favor. Double Thebes for both Guardians on Cherry Poppers. Berserkers right away for this Bologna. Nothing really substantial. I love this Uller and how much poke he's actually putting out. In response to that, the Atlas is doing a top damage. Kind of speaks for itself. However, he is showing his zoning. This is an aggressive pull. You're 6.5 minutes in. You do have Fafnir. He's going to be burning that with giving on her the 2. All of them are here. Bacchus will have alt. They're forced to drop. Can it be repulled? He's recovering health quickly. Atlas forced to bead. Beads. Atlas alt dropped. I don't mind that pull. Good discipline to make sure that they drop bull. There's obviously 50-50 in that. I don't really see them out carrying a Bacchus ult. Uller's doing a substantial amount, getting some poke down, and making the Cherry Poppers team feel uncomfortable. This is interesting. He's feeling comfortable enough to step forward. Pull Chester, but stop some backs. So Chester steal. Should result in a Chester Johnson. We are recovering a little bit here if you're the heroes. Oh, red buff was secured by the heroes. Fafnir, it was 1 health. It's unfortunate. Not able to steal it. A few red, purple. Heroes doing exceptionally well. Trying to recover some of this lead that Cherry Popper started with first blood into neutrals. Now they're the ones getting both neutral buffs. So a little bit of a shift. A little bit of a, I guess, a hello here. Okay. This is a Faf ult. Do they have this engage? Faf jumping over the wall. Hammer doesn't connect. That pillar comes through. Uller acts looking for the re-engage. Faf forced to de-transform. A Bacchus ult was used, which is not enough damage. Do they have enough to get a pick here? Regardless, they should be able to create enough pressure to steal this blue buff. Atlas ult is dropped. They are able to steal the blue at minimum. Clipping that reaction? Yeah. That was an interesting reaction, I'm not gonna lie. Saying a little hello. There's been some interesting reactions to Mount Rushmore ultimates or random things y'all are doing. Look at itemization. It's a mystical mail on Bologna. The other side of Phalanx, I'm assuming he's going to be in the Shoguns for the Fafnir. Red spawning shortly. I'm a little surprised you have red spawning and both of them backing now. They shouldn't be able to really contest this, that being the case. It is being pinged out. They know he's here. Just jumps down. He is forced to ult. Let's jump. Sunder stun comes through. Good disarm by Bologna to make sure Fafnir doesn't get overly poked out. Bologna's here. De-transform comes through. Uller doing a ton for poking down. On her, forced to jump away. Atlas drops ult. Do they have the ability to secure this? Well, it does have ult. So Johnson for red. Red buff goes on to the Uller. Purple spawning shortly. Rick, appreciate the follow. Welcome, welcome to the BBC. There's just a lot of disconnects, a ton of poke. I don't want to say there's any coordination, but there hasn't been a ton of coordination from either team really going at each other. Good. Bologna ult to follow the on her with his ult, but do they have enough damage? They do. The mystical mail tick actually securing that kill from the Bologna onto the on her. This is Smite. And a return kill onto the Bologna. Really good by the Atlas. Going for that pick. Yeah, this is a Smite. I predominantly show Joust, or have a Joust league. So we do cash Joust league into cash Joust tournaments is what I kind of present. It is third person. Be a pseudo semi. Eventually will come into like I want to say a pro Joust scene, but a really competitive Joust scene. It's only growing. Gonna try this game. Smite 2's coming too. Smite 2's coming soon. Hell yeah. They're able to steal blue again. Uller's getting caught here. You gotta be careful. He's looking for that jump and an immediate hammer. F actually going to ult. Does he have the damage? Do they have the follow-up? Heavenly's used. On her, just looking to secure purple and go for an immediate bull pull now, and he is. I'm not sure I'm thrilled by this because your tanks are poked out. They can't really look to do that. Good recognition and backing off there. Friday. Hell yeah. Oh, Pookie. Pookie. Can you DM me or remind me after this game? I need to do that role, please. I always forget. Bacchus, here alone, you gotta be a little careful. Red spawning now. Atlas is poked out. It's going to turn into a 2v2 as both guards back. Ullr doing his very best to make sure On here feels uncomfortable with these range 3s. It is kind of wild when you think about how much this Ullr has been doing, but this Atlas matching that damage. Yeah, let's just be a little careful. You get Hydras on, so 30% cooldown here for this Ullr. The Dom Kins now finished for the On Her. He's gonna start to really chunk these tanks, give him this chance. Ullr doing phenomenal at poking down this On Her. Ooh. Bologna pulling Bull solo. I'm curious what this health bar is. Okay. I'm not sure I'm thrilled by this. I don't think you ever... Like, that has got to be such a slow burn. I'm going to kind of hover back and forth. Maybe I hover like this. I'm really curious how fast that's actually burning, if at all. Yeah. Yeah, here it comes. They're good recognition. They've blown us gone for way too long. That's taking way too long to burn. They know she's here. This turns into a really awkward exchange. Hold on. Bacchus gets both relics. Unfortunately, not enough. Atlas drops all. This is actually still going. The cherry poppers. Oh! The Bologna does all that work. 30 minutes later. Not able to even secure it. Out secured by a double guard. The Bacchus did really well to burn both relics off this On Her. But unfortunately, build-wise, I just don't know if you have the burn potential to really pull Bull solo. Fafnir tried to steal blue, gets it out secured. Red pulled by cherry poppers. Blue's got to be careful. He's here alone. 3D transforms coming through. He's being chased down. He doesn't have beads, but they don't really have the way to catch him. The Atlas does have blink, though. That's crazy when you think about that Bologna pull. Getting out secured by double guard results in a T1 where this game was, I don't want to say semi-even. They had a lead already accruing for cherry poppers, but nothing significant. It was kind of stale to here. And then Bull, and then T1, right? Just a big misplay. At least without an Kins or some kind of like full damage item to really burn that quickly before they recognize you're gone for too long. It's unfortunate. On Her, patiently waiting for both relics to come up. Ullr relics down for another 70. One is the target. Sunder used. Ooh. Fortunately, not much more will happen there. Cherry poppers just waiting for next bull to spawn. Bologna gets Executioner online. is about to push. Ullr's gonna have to back up here. Two members of Cherry Poppers are sending back. You know, ward coverage. Cherry Poppers with 3 wards. A little bit of a miscommunication there on a double ward. Red about to spawn. Looks like that's gonna confidently go to Cherry Poppers. Titans, 4th item for both ADCs. Should be a wave clear into a bull pool. As Anher's got to be swinging onto these tanks. As long as he's not getting disarmed by this Bologna, I don't really see a world in which that goes poorly. Ravenward was sat there, wherever Bacchus is at. Atlas has Blink. He's the only one in this game who currently does. Both ADCs level 19. Gonna be looking for these starters shortly. Atlas is level 20. Is he gonna be the first person to actually hit starter? He does. Sundering Axe. The Atlas is doing numbers here. Top damage now has Sundering Axe into a double tank. Anher jumped away. Faf looking for the 1v1, getting Axe post jump. Should just result in a bull pull. Should we just a wave? There's the starter for the Anher. Doesn't really want to take that fight. They're getting decent poke pressure just because we have a starter on this Atlas. Graf doesn't have all. Not sure he needs it. Fortunately not able to catch the dash. We do have starter on both ADCs. So a 2-to-1 starter here. Already online. Red's up. Game number 1 at 22 minutes in and 3 kills. Both teams waiting to play for those spikes. Oh, hold on. That's actually a significant portion of work there. Fabdul able to get that pillar impale into 2, if not 3 autos. Really good poke leading into bull pressure, possibly. Beads were forced. Good pillar. Actually catches him and forces him in. The impale, not enough, but the alts are. 2 members are poked out here for Cherry Poppers. It is notable he's beads alt down into a Bologna who has alt up, but he's forced. He is backing. I was gonna say he was forced to back due to being so unhealthy. We have a 25-second power play here. Bologna should be forced to ult. It isn't. This is one of those moments. Bacchus still down for 10. Raven Ward's out. Anher was spotted. Beads taken from Ullr. Bologna has ult. On her doesn't have beads or alt. Good alt, or jump, excuse me, to make sure he didn't go down. An amazing impale to push the Uller away to create some separation for himself. For tanks to be able to do that. Exceptionally played to make sure this on her actually doesn't go down and both members of Heroes drop instead. If he didn't, because he didn't have the beads, he didn't have the alt on this on her, if he didn't jump to blown alt, if he didn't impale that Uller away, he most certainly goes down. Good discipline accordingly. I mean, that should easily result. You don't need to go to bowl. You have the mini wave here. This Bacchus can try to clear the wave, but should go down pretty easily. Bologna up in 10. There's the alt. Atlas drops alt as well. Is the damage here. Bologna up in 1. And a GG Cherry Popper is taking it home. Now that is just so hard. They know they need to kill this on her. When they went for it, it's almost a series of unfortunate events. He didn't have his beads or alt. He didn't have the CC immunity, but Bologna, a little hesitation when he goes for that alt. Then the on her jumps it, impales him away. Uller jumps in separately, gets impaled away. Tanks are able to get in between the autos, and a GG there. We're able to take top damage. It's just, this is insane to me, and it will always be insane. That is a full tank. Like, obviously he threw this on at the end, but a full tank gets under an axe and is able to do this. Oh boy. Alright. Let me get ready for game number 2. Brookie, you type again? Let me look here. The myths that her alt actually provides is kind of silly. Terra alt OP. A game number 2 for your Cherry Poppers versus Elysium's Heroes. I just gotta let that do its thing. There we go. I'm gonna be looking at the 4 mage band for a while. It's actually crazy. Here's some buns. It's alright, man. That's why we play. We get to learn, to grow, be better. That's what you're here for. No one said you have to be perfect, but the willingness to continue to improve is a big portion of it. Horrific actually dropped right away to make sure he doesn't go down. Well, a defensive relic, or team relic used defensively. Already down. Oh, Terra Dash got caught. That should result in a death. Horrific's dropped heavily in response to get her out. Wow. 2 relics for 2 relics. Terra on their CV net and most of that poke. I'm not surprised. I was gonna say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. Excuse me, by Aegis on the Chiron versus a Beads. And most of this is gonna come through with damage. Right? You have knock-up immunity. You just gotta be a little careful you're not getting caught by this Terra. Because if that Terra is able to get her hands on your catch your dash, and you don't have that CC immunity or your cleanse for yourself, that's gonna get real awkward real quick. They have wave pressure. Red spawning now. Osiris just trying to poke them on their way in. Johnson down. Chiron ults. Secures red. So now neutral buffs 1 for 1. Erlong actually ults both takes underneath to take that fight. I don't mind that at all. 2 ultimates down though. There's all 3 ults because Chiron used it for red. Decent combo. Not gonna really result in much. It should just continue on to be a bunch of farming. Game still semi even, if not dead even. Both neutral buffs swinging both ways. Purple to cherry poppers, red to Elysium heroes. Quick peek at leveling orders. Okay. Just for the 1 over the 2. Hold on. Okay, they're not gonna. Okay. Go back to leveling orders. Okay. A little weird place, but they did get. Heroes do secure purple. I apologize for that jump around. What I get for trying to look at level orders by purple spawning. A little troll by me, I apologize. Cyrus trying to find some poke on this Chiron instead on the receiving end himself. I think there's been a lot of questions on leveling order for some of these warriors as far as how some of these players are leveling them. But that's okay. Good CC. There's no damage follow-up though because red's up. Terra's full cast is down. Alts are up here. Chiron ults across. Finds decent damage on beyond her. They have the damage to finish the kill. Heavily dropped. Osiris ulting defensively. How's this re-engage look? All ults down are for heroes. Red is secured, so both neutral buffs swing in favor of the heroes. Good stun. Do they have enough damage for this Osai? They don't. I love that root by the Terra. Because Chiron wanted to dash forward to pull this Erlong back in, but the root catches the Chiron dash. It's one of the wonderful things, saying wonderful things sarcastically as I hate it. Chiron dash getting caught by roots just feels miserable. Possible red invader, as long as not here. That damage off the Terra clapping maxed. A little irrelevant. Purple is stolen off this invade, but do they have follow-up? Possibly clear wave, look for their own blue buff invade. Erlong gets a double ult. Terra, good ult in response. On her ults across. Now, heroes are their 1 on the back foot running out. This is really good confidence by Cherry Poppers. The Erlong getting 2 of them, the Terra ulting, making sure that she's doing her part. Followed up by some really good CC. This is interesting. A Raven Ward right away. Make sure they're not pulling a cheeky bull pull. Minis are looking to be invaded here. Successfully invaded. Johnson down. Jerry loves his Ravens. Yeah. I mean, I get it. At the same time, I feel like you just get a reg ward for a little cheaper. Just place it on it. Because if they're going to spend 120 Sentry this early, it's going to hurt their itemization. You just need to make sure they're not doing a cheeky bull pull, but you already have a ward. But that is just a preference. It's pulled by the on her. They're trying to get a little poke here. Easily secured. Terra dashes are down. Like, that needs to be that target, right? Should be a pin into a on her or a Fafnir hammer, if not the other way around, followed up by a little damage with the Chiron. Maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity. Now this is that conscious moment. You gotta be a little careful. Mainly because, you know, I was gonna say, talk about a blue buff invade, but they don't even need the blue buff invade. They're just gonna send it. Erlong, able to ult both tanks onto the towers. The damage there, just not enough to kill the Chiron, but is the damage in turn able to kill anyone from the poppers. I was gonna talk about the cherry poppers having Hera's blue timer. Instead, they took the fight pre-blue. And it was almost really just enough to actually secure the kill onto the Chiron. Full level 11s here for all three members of the poppers. It's crazy how even this is right now. Probably one of our more even games we've seen in a little bit. Almost a full 10 minutes and almost a dead even game state. You on the big cat? There you go. What a glorious main. Purple spawning in. Red able to be secured. A bit of a 1v1 off the side of our screen for Erlong Osai. It's a bit awkward considering Erlong is a level and a half down on that trade. Not sure. On her, hold on. That's a beads by the on her. They were able to secure red, but poked out a little bit. A pull for what exactly, sir? No one's actually going to step here for the red. They're securing it is enough. Both teams sending backs, looking for item spikes. Oh. Looking at second relics, a double thorns, this Terra Osai, and into this Chiron. I actually don't mind this here. Maybe because you're playing into a Chiron Faf. Considering even the auto attack by the Erlong on her getting backstopped. Does he have the damage though? Terra getting poked down a little bit. Good double clap. There's that little bit of poke we needed to see under this Erlong. Level 12's taking over for both members of the Heroes front line. Now able to look at second relics post blue. Good disarm by the Faf. Nice double root. But Terra could now be the target. Fafnir going into alt. We have the damage. Unfortunately not contacting the last two of the Chiron ult, and it's successful invade by the Cherry Poppers for the blue buff. All three ultimates used by the Poppers. Feeling confident enough off that poke to pull Bull. Osai looking to zone. Raven Ward set. They know the health bar. They know they're there. But do they have the ability to even get there? They don't, unfortunately. The Cherry Poppers can confidently back up. They're not unhealthy, so even if they were looking to catch them post-Bull, they're not at a state where it's anything endangered. So a little bit of a gridlock broken. You haven't seen much gold or XP shifted quite yet. A half-level leads here and there. And most of the gold dead even. What they're going to do with this power play, you have the ability pull red, look for this wave. I always love getting hammered by a little Fafnir. Erlong's waiting. Now, Erlong doesn't have blink. He's just waiting for the step in. Looking for a nice little wrap. Nice double clap by this Terra, recognizing they were looking for it. Chiron not able to get real value from that ultimate. So Erlong's being pinged out. They know he's looking for this wrap. Just trying to make Cherry Poppers a little uncomfortable. Terra gets a nice 6-man ult. Good Thorns by Osiris should create the separation they need. Honor should be able to secure this tower freely. And T1 goes down. There's that little bit of lead starting to accrue without a single kill at all. We're starting to really work this game out. Is it crazy? I'm gonna be like, we're gonna see one, maybe 2 kills, and it's gonna resolve the game. It's a little wild. Yeah, the problem we talk about here, I think the easiest way to talk about it, we saw this Chiron we played earlier, more auto attack based. I feel like it starts difference. I've said this several times. You're gonna have a little bit better value. You're playing into a double front. You almost have to go auto attacks. You're making a slight adjustment on build. It's gonna be a big portion versus going just ability based. You're not gonna find that same value you want to see. Erlong getting full sent. The heal or the ultimate just not enough to provide him that safety. I will agree with you on that timer. This set has been exceptionally close. There's been a couple. I feel like more often than not, most of these sets are very good, clean and close. The draft league has been really good for that. There hasn't been a really substantial. There's 1 or 2 substantial blowouts, but outside of that, it's been good. Both ADCs going Titan's 4th slot. A Bewitched Dagger here for the Faf. They are looking for the relic usage value. Good auto attack. Cancel to secure the red buff there. They did indeed, Febdul. Was a good, really close 2-1 set, actually. Went to a game 3. Nice double clap by the Terra immediately into ultimates. Chiron actually hits all 3 members. The damage, like, it's just not there. And Fafnir now being turned onto the Heavenly, trying to get away. But will it be enough? Erlong getting chunked in the background should result in 2 members of the heroes getting picked on her. The alt healing comes through, but it is completely irrelevant. Both frontliners down. as one of those arguments for auto attack base versus ability base. Just not find the value you need to see. Chiron force that back up. Both relics used to be able to survive that dive. Nearest person coming up is Fafnir in 10 seconds. We got to be careful you don't get caught. Force the dash. They're up in 3. Do you have the damage? Is it going to be enough? Faf just spawning. They're going for that all-in on her jumps. Doesn't. It not needed. Cherry Popper's taking home a convincing 2-0 set. Clean. It's crazy you talk about. There wasn't even a kill until 13, 14 minutes roughly. And a T1 without a single kill. Just playing it really slow. There is no hurry. Really just, I don't want to say clinical, dare I say. So there was some misplays for sure, but really well done by both teams. I know I watched in the wrong order. And how, you know, it's crazy, Fabdul.